provide way to prevent it or even avoid it?
I've discussed with somebody about elimination, and I want to be, based on my scientific background. As they said, nature has a way of choosing. You get what I'm trying to say? It's because we are carrier because many, when you have AA marrying SS, AA marrying AS, they will produce AS.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? That's why we have carriers. But now, you cannot prevent carrier. You can reduce sickle. What I'm saying is that we have AS already. Will you say AS should not marry AA again? Or AS should not marry in life at all? So an AA marry an AS, an AA marry an SS will produce what? AS. So when you say AS, it means they are carriers. So that is also why you cannot probably say you want to eliminate sickle, because at the end of the day, if you have more AS, they will have to marry themselves either you like it or not. That's why we have to talk about control, management, and do more research. Okay. There's nothing that is not based on what nature has provided us. For example, malaria has been here for centuries. Look at now, we now have vaccine for it. It means in years down the line, malaria will not be an issue again. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that for now, based on the current distance, that we may not have people with SS. But the thing is, how do we make SS people to survive? Okay. How do we make sickling to be prevented? Because research can get to it to say, oh, yeah, you carry SS, maybe even before birth, they are able to, of course, now we can diagnose that you are a sickler from before birth. You take amniotic sample and then there's pre-birth testing that can detect that, just like several other diseases. And now maybe something can be done to prevent, to affect that gene. Okay. So I'm saying all this one. So when you said eliminate, so as a scientist, I say it's possible, but it's not through the law. Okay. It has to be, what the law could say is to support more research. Okay. So, but when you say we are carrier, well, it's because that's our community. That's why, as I will say, as we say in Nigeria, God is one that created it. And there's always, when we talk about, I think, demography and so on, choices. Yeah. Probability of what will be and so on and so on.
Thank you, sir. In your view, what can you say about the Women Development Initiative?
Well, there are several NGOs who are working in this sector. In fact, just of recent, there's one which is established by a professor in Ibadan who contacted me. So there are several that have had contact with me, or those I read even online, who are doing quite a lot to support victims of SS. Okay. So, and to provide counseling for people. Like what most NGO does is to provide free testing for people to know their genotype so that they are well guided to be able to know what their choices or spouses will be. The second thing would be to support those that are carrier in terms of providing drugs or in terms of providing the way they can manage themselves. No matter how much of counseling and so on we do, what will be producing more may be carriers. And at the end of the day, it will reach a situation where carriers will have to marry themselves. Wow. The reason is that if, for example, I'm looking for an A, I'm an AS, you get my point, and I've looked. The only people that I'm meeting are AS. Will I say I won't marry? So the only thing, as I said, is only leaving it to chance. The probability is, if you look at it in terms of formula, it's about maybe 50% or even sometimes 25%. Because if you are AA and AS, the possibility is that you have this, you have this, you have this, so it's 50%. Okay. It's 50-50. So and the 50% chance you may not and you may. There are people that have SS. They are, even carrier is, AS is a carrier because you are carrying S gene. Okay. When you are SS, then you are afflicted with the disease. Okay. But I hope you know there is another gene we know as C gene. C gene. It's commoner among the Yorubas in Nigeria. Wow. So we have AC and SC. And SC are also victims. AC is a carrier. Wow. It's more common. C is a gene, but C is less. So that means you can have CC. Okay. If an AC and an AC marry themselves, they can produce a CC. CC, wow. So don't remember, there are. And a CC will be less severe than an AS, and an SS rather. Wow. Same thing, an SC is less than this because this C gene. Then there's what they call HEF gene also. fetal gene.
Wow.
So sometimes SS plus F can be. These are less severe. Fetal is the gene that is in the blood for the first 6 months in any child. Okay. So, but with time, early the bone marrow produce the fetal gene. It stops. But in some sickle cell patients, or they are F included. The higher the F, the less the severity of the SS.
This couple that they complain that when they got for medical screening before they got married, that from the lab they said they are okay.
You have heard of that also.
So when they started giving birth, they noticed that.
So now they have a right to sue the lab. Okay. That's part of what the law says, because that's part of because what I'm saying they have a right is that means the lab is giving them wrong information. I think what I would say is that one, either the law, even this law is there or not, in tort, what they call law of tort, they have a right to claim. Okay. Especially if they have sown. That means that whoever is the lab is, they should sue the person for damages. Okay. Because they wanted to know their status as far as S gene is concerned, and they now give them wrong that they are AA, isn't it? Whereas they are ASAS. I have somebody like that.
Medical center for the.
Yes, okay. There's something like that about Ministry of Health promoting the establishment of more testing center and treatment center.
Okay, for the sickles.
Yeah, but already nowadays, in many of the teaching hospitals, there are specialized clinics for sickle cell. Many pediatric departments of teaching hospitals, because there are consultant pediatricians who specialize in the management of sickle cell. So what the law doesn't say is not a special hospital, it's just to have a unity department.
They are dictating for to have their own hospital, like.
Well, we have not got it to that. It's not in the law yet like that. So we can look for that. If you have to do that, it's resources. Okay. So that we have a sickle cell hospital, only hospital just mainly for sickle cell. How many of such do we have to have in the country? Because access will be a problem. It must be in all the states.
And we can start for somewhere.
Okay.
Because they're all over.
That's noted, and I think it's something that we can look. I mean, we can see how we advocate and promote and see how we can get that done.
Okay, thank you, sir. In what way do you think the government and international organizations are helping to support the parents of the victims?
I think the best support that they need is in terms of providing access to treatment and provision of quality treatment. That's it. The other way would be to cancel them on their choice. Of course, it's not in line with our religious belief in Nigeria, because it's possible to do a perinatal diagnosis. What it means that once a pregnancy, within the first 3 months, immediately after 3 months, you can diagnose whether that child is an SS child. If you are an ASS, and then you can have a choice to terminate. But I'm not advocating for that, because religion doesn't. Nigeria, abortion is a crime, so you can't terminate. So what you're talking about help is to be able to provide all those services and leave the choice to the parent.
Okay, as a medical doctor, we need your words of counseling to those couples that are yet to be married.
The counseling is for everybody. Once you are above 6 months, for their parent to let them know their genes, their genotype, so that will guide them. And two, once you become of age, before you start to propose yourself to want to marry, tell yourself, oh, I'm AS. Oh, if you're AS, unfortunately, we can't go ahead. Don't allow your emotion to overcome you. So you look for a compatible genotype, somebody that's compatible genotype with you. If you are AA, well, you may be free to say anybody can come to your way. You won't have a distance. But the thing which is important is to always, for me, based on the experiences in this country, would be for people to do a double check. If you do it another place, because of this challenge that we are seeing that people, I don't know, but as I said, people should also know that they are right to sue any lab that give them a wrong test result.
Okay, thank you very much. So what is your advice to the people of the lab, the scientists, and the medical doctor?
I think for the lab, is for people to be careful and to be professional in genotype testing. To know that genotype testing is a very critical and important test that determines future of people. So it's like between life and death, but it's not about death sentence, as I said, but it's about enabling people to make informed decisions and informed choice. Hence, labs should know. Two, the lab should also know that if they don't do things professionally, there's consequence for false or wrong information. The second one would be for me to tell Nigerians generally to know their right and to pursue it. That where you are given a wrong test result, you have a right to challenge it, to take the person to court and claim heavy damages. Of course, to everybody that is a parent that is giving birth, especially if you are a carrier, you are an AS marrying an AA or an AS marrying an AS, it's always good to do your child's genotype and let the child know once the child comes of age and write it in all the child documents so that the child will be informed and will be able to take informed decisions. The other people want to counsel, want to advise is counselors, particularly religious people, so that they counsel people early enough before they get to the stage where it is almost a, because what do happen mostly is that, people have been engaging with themselves, they have what they call dating and so on for years, only when it is now about when they have said, our marriage will be in 3 months, they now say they go and do genotype. It's always almost because they're getting so much intermingled, and the family as well, they've gone too far. They say, okay, well, we live as we take the chance. So I think they shouldn't get to that particular stage. That would be my general advice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.